welcome to Triple T Thursday. That's tips, tricks, and tutorials. Today, I want to have a chat with y'all about how I started a business for $12 and how you can too. And I'm not even being clickbaity. That's how it happened, and we're going to chat about it. And you all know how much I'm always trying to not necessarily preach, but say to you, revenue pie, lots of different ways of making money. We should not just be focusing on just AdSense. Absolutely no way. So we want to make sure that you have lots of different opportunities and ways to make money. This hopefully, could give you some ideas to do this for yourself. Do you have to do the same business? No. Should you do the same business? No. Okay. Although if you want to, you can. I'm going to give you the blueprint for it. And you know me, I'm an oversharer. But speaking of sharing, let's have a quick chat also about what's in your cup today, people. Let's have a chat about that. Okay. So today we're back on the sparkling ice game, and it's strawberry lemonade. Yeah. Also, I've got some stuff I want to talk to you about, just personal life stuff. We're going to go through this real quickly and then be able to move on from there. But number one is that if anyone has seen any of the stories that I did put out, my poor little coop dog was in the doggy hospital for 2 days, but he is now back home and gotten way more face kisses than he's ever wanted in his entire life, because he doesn't even like me that much. But he is now home, and I'm not going to say resting comfortably, because I also tried to give him some medicine and he's not the best at that. But he's home, and that is the most important part. Also, oh boy, there's only a small fraction of you that are actually going to be interested in this. And yes, I promise we will get into what the live stream's about. But I ordered this bodysuit. It's the first time I've ordered anything that looks like this, and I'm not really a bodysuit person, but I ordered it. I even paid, because I'm going to an event tomorrow. It's like a sleepover, a ladies sleepover. And I paid like an extra $20 to get this thing like fast shipping, because it wasn't going to get here in time. So I was like, okay. So I got it today, delivered today. Tried to put it on. Tried is the operative word. Finally did get it up onto the body, but there's no way that I can wear this. I should have known better. I should have known. Anyone who knows me in real life, I always joke about it every time. You need a t-shirt, you need a sweatshirt, you need like pair of pants, size large, always size large for Shelly. Okay. And what did I do? My stupid ass, because I was reading the measurements, got a medium. And I was like, maybe? No, I should not have done that. I should have gotten a large. So I have to go to this event tomorrow. And I had gotten it because at this event we do a lip sync. It's not even a battle. It's just a showcase. It's just for funsies. And so I was like, I was going to wear this, and now I don't have anything to wear. So I'm going to try and DIY it, which means, and I have to leave tomorrow afternoon for this. So like I have tonight to do this. So we'll see how that goes. All right. But I'm going to try and post about it, I think, on TikTok stories or something, because I don't know how this is going to go. I'm assuming very badly, but I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give it the good old college try. Okay. So let's have a chat, y'all. A lot has happened, and I want to share with you. And I'm wearing my Old Navy shirt today because it's about financial freedom, because it's the 4th of July one. So I was going with a theme here, people. All right. The theme is financial freedom and, finding something for yourself. By the way, Pixelpia, great to see you. I tweeted, is the correct thing, right? I tweeted at you about, did you get an email about the updates to Redbubble's pricing structure? FYI. Okay. Even better. I don't know why. Anyways, that all being said, y'all know that I have kind of started, I don't even want to say kind of, I have started a business. It is called Content Minis, okay? Now, with Content Minis, what we do, and we kind of soft launched it, right? And we kind of just told a couple people and kind of like, maybe I make a post, maybe I don't. It was very hush-hush, like it was a secret, okay? And I had decided, and I knew, And I was already nervous. Oh my gosh. I can't even keep a straight, coherent sentence, okay? I saw it and I think it's a catastrophe. I think, okay, all right. Are you talking about my business? Thanks a lot, Pixelpia. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Okay, where do I even start with this? Y'all know that the story of Content Minis was I was at PodFest, I was doing the talk, I was chastising all of these video podcasters for not doing more with repurposing their content, right? And then they started asking me, can you do this? And, you know, it's funny, as I was down there with Michael, who is like the head of Vid Pros, and I was like, no, but his company can do it, right? And then after a while, I was like, I don't understand why I'm not. I could do it. I probably could do it, but I don't have the time. And then what happened? I quit my corporate job and all this stuff, and I need money and all of this. Y'all know, remember, with the revenue pie, I was trying to get to a certain dollar amount, and that was 5,000. And I don't think I ever did hit that. I got close once, right? And then it was like, hey, you need to get a real job or do something. And so one of the things I was thinking about is, I was telling Roger the other day, Roger Wakefield, I was like, we should just do this. We should just get this done. I'm sure we could figure it out. And how hard could, I'm sure it's very hard, but how hard could it really be if we give it a shot? And then part of this was fear of pricing and structuring all of that, right? Because of the fact that I know that a company, let's say like VidPros, exists and they charge, I believe now they're $700, maybe it's $750, $700 a month, but they will help you do your thumbnails. They will guarantee the fractional editor service, right? The 2 hours a day. They don't do the weekends thing, but they do the captions, and they're pretty much doing everything that Content Minis is doing, but also like specializing in regular YouTube videos, right? And I was like, okay, well, I don't think I can charge $700. I don't have a fancy portal. I don't have a fancy website. I don't feel that confident yet. And right now it's just going to be me. And I had this plan in motion. I was like, let me try it. Let me take on a few people myself just to even see if they would want to do it. And then you guys remember my one of many breakdowns. I feel like my entrepreneurial journey is just like this, as is what everyone claims. And then, but they have all these beautiful, shiny Instagram posts that are like, look at me, girl bossing so hard all over the place. I just, my diamond shoes are too tight. Anyways. And, my first client, my first friend that even paid me, and I took almost, I don't even know how long it was, 2 hours to make one short. I mean, it was awful, you guys and gals, awful, just terrible. And you guys were here. I started questioning like my place in life, my place in like just everything. I was questioning everything. And I was like, I shouldn't even be charging people money. This is awful. Like, right? Just way more pressure on myself than anybody else. And I don't even think that person was angry with me for the amount of content that I was churning out, blah, blah, blah. And then you guys remember then like the following month, they, because of their own business or lack of need, they're like, oh, not this month. And I'm like, okay, and that's fine because someone else too. But I had said that I would take on 4 clients, and then at the most it would be 5, right? And then at that 4 to 5 type of thing, I would have to outsource other help. And if that were true, then I would also have to probably be charging more. I would have to, create an entire onboarding process. I would have to have rules and structures in place. And I don't know, man. And it's hard when you're then managing expectations. You've got maybe a fellow person now I'm the boss of, that I have to tell them what I want, and they're representing me. And then everything logistically from, how do I give them access to things? How do I make sure they don't have too much access? Like, I don't want them to have access to everything, including some email, or they're going to delete something that they're not supposed to, or, what happens. And all of this notwithstanding, we're going to back up though, because at the premise of this whole live stream is I started a business for $12, okay? And technically I bet you could start it for less money, but I started it for $12, and here's where we're going with this. you're never going to get to any destination that you really want to until you get your ass off of the platform and you get onto the train or the bus or the boat or the, whatever mode of transportation you're going on. You'll probably fall down a couple times, have some scrapes and bruises, and life lessons is what we like to call them. And you move on and you don't quit. You just keep going. And that's kind of how it all started. So the $12 that I spent was for my website hosting. And that's a lie. It was for the domain name. I bought Content Minis. I paid $12 for the year. Okay. $12. That's how much it cost me to start it. Because I bought my domain through Google, you have your choice of either creating a Blogger site or creating a Google site for free. Okay. Now all of a sudden I have free hosting. And I did a live stream where I showed this, I showed you how to buy a domain. I showed you how easy it was to set up a Google site. We did that for the Cricut Crafter website, right? And that one was also $12. Sometimes, a domain is even cheaper. Sometimes they're a little bit more expensive, but I'm telling you what I paid was $12. Contentminis.com. And then after I paid contentminis.com, you guys can see the website now. It's 3 pages. It's an FAQ page, an info page, and the home page. I think the info page is newer-ish, okay? So before it was it could be a single page honestly. And on that, I had to codify what it is that I offer, how much, and then the thing becomes, how do you get people to pay you? How do you onboard them? So the things that I'm using, I used PayPal, and PayPal has something in it where you can create what they call these pay buttons. And so if you go to the page where you try and say, oh, sign up and pay, you can see there's a little thing there that you can pay with PayPal or something. PayPal makes that for free. You just give it the options that you want, and then it gives you a snippet of code, and then you go into your website and you throw it in there. And I was able to do that. So now I have a website and I have a way for people to pay me if they want to. Okay. So the pay me if you want to is free. You're only paying for the fees when people pay. So now I still haven't spent any money. They're going to have a way to communicate with me. So we have Content Minis team at Gmail, right? So Gmail, it's free, right? So there's another resource right there. And if you have a free account, every time you open a Gmail, you have 15 gigs of storage, right? So that's going to be, if I need to host anything, which I shouldn't because I am requesting access for that email address that I've just created to be added to other people's folders. So they have to host the files, not me. So now I still haven't spent any extra money, but I have a way that I can communicate with people through a free Gmail. I have some free storage online, and I have a way to, have people contact me, have people pay me, and have people understand what we do with the web page. So technically, that's all you need. Now, there's going to be an onboarding, and there's 2 things that are needed for that. One of them was, and remember, this was after I'd already talked to a couple of clients, and this was getting on a call with them through Zoom, right? And if you have a Zoom or Google Meet, you can do it for free for, let's say, 40 minutes. Is it for on that? So technically that's free. Google Meet also has a free version. And so I haven't spent any money there. Hey, Marcus, I know it's late for you. I know you said you were thinking of stopping by. Hello, good to see you. And so that's a way that you could meet with people, right? Now, the other thing was, then I had decided, there should really be a form. They fill it out. We go over the information during the meeting, and then I'll be able to have their information. Okay. So with that, then I created a Google form. Google form is free, right? And so now I've got a way to get the customer information, and I've got a way to, schedule a call with them, actually have a video chat with them. And then the other thing was, what if they want to book an appointment? Well, I had purchased TidyCal from before, but that notwithstanding, you can create a free booking type, calendar type inside of Calendly or, the Square appointments. They have a free level version as well. But you can do something where you have like one type of appointment and you can have it be free, right? Or I think you can charge money for it and hook up your PayPal, all that stuff too. So now if I want to help someone onboard, I can have them schedule time with me, and that can be free. I can have them do the intake form, and that is free. I can have them pay me on the website, and that is free plus transaction fees, right? So we haven't spent any money, and it's still all originating from the $12 that came from purchasing the domain and getting the free hosting. So, I mean, this is the blueprint for you right now. Now, it did get to a point where I'm overwhelmed personally with clients. There was one morning that I was up until 3:00 in the morning, and I'm still disappointed in myself because I'm thinking all the time that like pretty much everybody hates me. They hate how slow I am. They don't like the edits that I'm making, or like I was saying, I don't like doing some of this additive work. I don't want to do the B-roll stuff. I just want to chop it up and, all of that. So, but it turns out people keep wanting to keep going for another month, or, other people contact me. In fact, I told you guys, I think, that someone contacted me and I was like, oh, this sounds really fun and I want to say yes, but I can't. I'm at my max right now. And ironically, as I was saying that, then I got a ding from an email because someone prepaid for a quarterly sign up. They signed up for a quarter, 3 months, y'all. And then I was like, oh, poop. What am I going to do? Because they've paid, okay? And this person wants to come on and become a client. And I'm telling them, no, I can't take your money. And then I still have someone in, like my DMs asking me for a meeting to also meet with them. And I'm like, I can't. There's only one of me and I can't do all of this right now. So then I'm going to call this a new season in the entrepreneurial journey, which is hiring a team member, okay? And James Pruitt, wow, I can't even remember the last time I've seen your name or avatar in one of the live streams. It's great to see you. It's great to see you. We're talking about how I started a business for $12, and the $12, just to get to the punchline, was spent on the Google domain. It's nice to see you. And so the season that I'm in right now, because I want to be able to pass off some of this work, I want to be able to go to bed at like 1:00 in the morning because I want to, not 3:00 because I'm still working. You know what I'm saying? And so then it became a whole thing. Like, where do I find people? How am I going to find people to be able to do this economically? Because when it's just me, I don't have to pay myself a living wage. I know that's a very bad mistake. Okay, very bad mistake. But I wasn't paying myself a living wage. And I was almost starting to get resentful of people signing up because I was just like, it's just increasing the workload. I'm stressed out right now. I don't, and then it also got me someplace else, which was, you were so afraid that people were not going to pay this price that you put yourself at a really low price. And now the problem is people have purchased it and they have expectations. They have the same expectations probably someone at $700 does. And so you're not doing yourself any favors by just continuing to bring on people and have them be disappointed and have them pay the low price, right? So I was just like, okay. So one of the first things I did is I raised my price. It was only $50. However, it was still needed, okay? Because, and it'll probably happen again. And it's so funny, when I was, my husband and I, we were working on the home remodel project. I think I told you that. But every year we would get a Christmas card from the architect saying like, Merry Christmas, by the way, I'm raising my prices another 10%. And that was just something they did every year. I'm just like, and so I was like, wow, first of all, I'm going to have to bite the bullet. I'm just going to have to raise the price, because at this point I'm having people reach out to me, sign up for service. I was so surprised when this person signed up for service without ever even emailing me. They just went to the website and then purchased. And I was like, oh, everyone else is like, let's exchange a few emails back and forth. Let's DM a little bit on some of these socials. Nope, this person just was like, cha-ching. And I'm like, oh, poop. What are we going to do now? So now it's at the point where, right, I have to hire someone. And so because I know this, and because I'm just going to be open and honest with you, 5 of you that are here. Okay. Okay. These are all the secrets. If you want to make the same business, do it. Okay. Do it. I will help you out. Just like I got some advice from Justin Brown from Primal Video. We had talked before about how he doesn't even edit a lot of his own videos anymore. He hires out, and yeah, it's really scary to let go of control, but like sometimes you just gotta do that and then free yourself up for other stuff. And then it became like, okay, I'm going to have to hire someone and let go of some of this stuff and be okay with that, which is really hard for me. And then keep doing that over and over and over again. So it became, I knew that I was going to be going to like an online jobs.ph type of situation, trying to find someone, having to figure out how to post a job, how to respond to people, how to deal with the time zone changes, how to try and interview someone, how to vet if they're good or not, how to figure out how to pay them, when to pay them. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. So this is what I've been dealing with for the last week, which is how do I vet them enough to say, let's give it a shot. How do I communicate with them? How do I onboard them? So I tried to interview someone, and then I was kind of like, okay, I guess if we do this, you know, and they wanted to start right away. So spoiler alert, I've hired someone. I actually hired someone, and we're working through the onboarding process. And so it was like, you're going to probably need a document that will be a living, breathing thing that will change over time as you come on. And you know, like how do you give them the information for each client, and how do you make sure they have access, and how do you make sure the revisions are correct, and lay out the expectations. And that's where I'm at right now, because it's difficult, and I'm trying to, because if you get, I can be very quick to get frustrated and then just be like, I'll just do it myself. But I really have to step back and be like, I can't do it myself. That's what's gotten me into like this stressed out mess ball of emotions that I'm at. And, you know, maybe that's my fault. I didn't give clear enough instructions. Maybe I'm not doing a clear enough job. So I'm having to work through that right now. So it was what I thought was going to be an easy list of changes or things that I was looking for in this edit. And then when I got it, I was like, which is so funny because I didn't even think I was that particular. And I had said something like, oh, this client is kind of particular, so, you know, we may have to go back and forth. And then when I saw it, I was like, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is not what I asked you for. This is the wrong overlay. This is the wrong image. And then I'm like, oh my God, am I going to have to be sitting here and babysitting, quality checking? Because I can't have that go out to the client and then have them come back and be like, that's the wrong overlay. This isn't what we talked about. This isn't what I asked for. And I know in some cases, you know, they communicate with each other, but I'm like, I don't even know if I want that to happen. But now the people that I'm bringing on as new clients, I'm also saying like, I'm working with an editor team, you know, you can still come to me, but like, I'd like to be able to start trusting them with some of this stuff. You know, it can be a little bit more of a learning experience for everybody, but just expect some bumps in the road as we get started. And so far, the 2-ish people, 2.5-ish people have kind of understood that. And so, you guys, it's been one day. It's been one day. Okay. We've had one day together. And I was just about ready to be like, I don't know if this is going to work. Plus I've got like other applicants, and I'm like, am I going to have to hire more than one? Because it's going to depend on if we keep getting clients, you know what I'm saying? And I understand this is how, let's say VidPros and stuff is doing it. And just spoiler, this is how they're doing the exact same thing, just with a prettier website, a client, onboarding process that is a lot more buttoned down. And I'm just not there yet. And I'm trying to just keep moving forward and iterate and try again. And this is kind of where I'm at. And I'm just showing you all the bumps and scrapes and bruises along the way of the things that I'm having to like try and figure out. And it's a lot. It is a lot. And I'm feeling just overwhelmed, but like it's being forced upon me because I cannot handle even the workload that I have right now. I took on too much and I can't do it. And so, you know, I could try and hire, you know, 2 or 3 people to do this. I could still try and focus a lot of time on this one person that I've hired. I just don't know the right answer, but I'm just sharing all of this with you because I feel like we're never going to get to, you know, the higher levels until we like slog through the mud a little bit, and I feel like everyone else in this situation is giving us some grace except for me. And so trying to understand how to, like, you need to calm your shit down to myself is difficult. And I feel like there's bumps, and I feel like I did get really frustrated, and I was like, you know what, just screw it. I'll make these changes. I'll make these edits myself. And then I was just like, okay, but this person has been working for you for like 6 hours. You know what I mean? So I at least tried to upload the video and be like, this is the video that you did. This is the video that I did. I'd like for you to watch them side by side and compare and see the changes that I was asking for. And, and when I thought before I was being pretty clear, like, here's a screenshot, this is the wrong color blue or shade of blue. This is not the correct positioning. And I guess I'm like, do I need to be that prescriptive where I have to actually say, like, I want it at these coordinates. I want, like, so that there's zero room for interpretation or hopefully mistake, which is already what I thought I was doing. But is that being overbearing? And I'm like, all of these questions swirling around in my head as I'm trying to figure this out in the midst of, my dog is sick, and in the midst of, I'm trying to pack for this, like, it's just a lot. Okay. And Pixelpia, you probably don't want to apply because I can't pay you like what a person should be paid. And I don't mean that in any disrespect to the people that we're hiring. It's just that because of, like, where they are located, they don't require a lot. And so that was how one of my problems is because I'm charging already $200 and something less than my competition. I have even less room in margins than other people have to deal with. And so as I'm going through this and I'm hiring people, I almost felt kind of bad. So the person, when I was listing job postings and requirements, and like Justin gave me some great advice, which was like, you ask them to respond to you with a certain thing in the email. If they don't do that, you don't have to consider their application because they're not good at following directions, right? And so I did that. And one of the people that I'm hiring did exactly as I asked for. And that was a great tip from Justin. And, we went back and forth, and I tried to do my due diligence. I learned through some videos about, like, we don't ask for Zoom calls with video because sometimes that's not great, or you have to ask them about, their internet speeds because that's very important. And so I'm trying my best. And then so I asked when we were doing and the other way is to communicate with them. The email system was really, really slow. So I opened a new channel inside of my Slack workspace, and Slack is free. You just don't get to keep your messages for longer than 90 days. And so that's also free. And that's a tool that I'm using now to communicate with them. And so now I'm communicating with them, I think, and I'm able to drop in like little photos or notes or links to things. And so I think it's definitely more helpful than going back and forth over email. So great. I would encourage you to do that. But when we were first originally chatting over Zoom, I was like, oh, okay, I know. I just really would like to have a conversation with you. You don't have to have your video on. Just voice is totally fine. But can we chat? And he was open to it. And so I was asking him, like, how much are you expecting to get, paid? And are you working with anyone else right now? Because I'm looking to hire someone hopefully like full-time and not just have a couple of part-time people, because I don't want them to have their focus split too much. Although I was trying to explain to him, I'm like, it's not for me. It's kind of like as a service, and you can be assigned up to a few people, but you'll have to be able to switch and pivot. But I want someone who's going to be full-time. And then, he told me what his salary expectations were. And I went on the high end of that. I said, let's pay you more. And in 30 days, if it's working out for us, then I'll give you a raise, and then we can just go on from there. And the thing is, I did sign up I started with a free account for onlinejobs.ph. So you can create a job posting and you can see the number of people who are replying to you, but you can't actually email them or communicate with them or see a lot of their stuff on their profile until you pay for like a membership. So I did. I paid for a membership because I need to be able to honestly communicate with them, right? So I did that. And then now apparently in the online jobs space, they actually have a place where they track their own hours, and they have a place then where you can pay them inside of that. So now I don't have to figure out how to pay them or do anything like that because it's all done inside of the website. And then I asked him over Slack, I'm like, when do you want to be paid? You know, because I want you to be happy. And I was like, do you want once a month? Do you want twice a month? And he's like, I'd really like it if it was twice a month. And I'm like, great, let's do it. And it's like creating this SOP around like employees, right? And I'll be like, I've created this email. I want you guys to use this email whenever you're doing things because I don't want you to use your personal email. I don't want to have to manage access for a lot of people. I want it to all come in under this team. So like, don't change the passwords. Don't use this email for anything else. Like just this. Okay. And then also laying out expectations. Like, you know, people can communicate with us as a team through this email, but don't feel like over the weekend that you would have to answer. Don't feel like you have to respond right away. If you do respond to an email, make sure you sign your name at the bottom of it so we know which member of the team actually responded to someone, you know? And, you know, all of this, I'm still trying to work out, what does that look like with the SOP? I'm writing it as I'm creating it, learning it, talking about it. And it's nerve-wracking. Okay. But yeah, that's currently where I'm at. So today is day number 2. In fact, I know his working schedule. I gave him hours. We were just talking about it. I'm like, I'm usually up late anyway. So I think his working hours are like 5 p.m. to midnight my time. And so I actually missed being able to go give him instructions because I was starting the live stream, but I have to go do that. I have to give him some feedback on the videos that he edited. And like I want it to work out because I really need it to work out, if that makes sense. Because I also have a meeting next week with someone else who is thinking of also onboarding. Plus, not only that, you guys, if you recall and have been on the channel, I have a friend, Goldie, and she came on and did a live stream with me on a Triple T Thursday, and we talked about personal branding. And she's the cutest little thing. She is in the middle of still going through cancer treatments and chemo treatments, but she contacted me and she was like, Shelly, let's get you an article, because she writes a lot in different publications, and she's like, let's write an article during AAPI also is a contributing factor. She's like, let's highlight your business content minis and let's get you into part of my article that I'm writing for Forbes. And I'm like, it can't be featured or as seen in Forbes. That's going to make people think I'm legitimate, as James is like I'm starting to become legitimate. I'm like, am I becoming legitimate? Is this a thing? I just feel like this girl tinkering with her toys in the basement and then asking people occasionally, will you please pay me for this work that I am putting in on your stuff and not even doing my own stuff, and then giving you so much more because I'm afraid that you're already going to think that what I'm giving you is not enough. So I know that I've been overworking on this, and I think one thing is so funny is I told you guys I tried to fire basically that client that I didn't like doing all of the B-roll and additive stuff for. And they said, you know, maybe you could just still give some timestamps because the curation of it, because I pulled 5 or 6 videos out of a long form podcast that he had recorded, which I have to give myself some props there. I gave 5 different videos out of this podcast, which is pretty damn good, which are now going to become 5 separate YouTube videos on his channel. And he's like, I really like the way that you curated stuff. Could I just maybe stay on as a client to have you do that? And then I could have someone else add all the stuff that you don't want to do. Because basically I sent him an email being like, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to add all this stuff. And so he didn't let me fire him, basically. And so I think he's going to stay on for another month, and I might do that. And then I might pass it off to this new editor that I've hired to maybe add in some of the B-roll and do things like that. So it might work out. He might be able to stay on, but it's just insane to me that my friend Goldie was then like, let's do this. And I was like, before I was like, Goldie, oh my God, I love you so much. I'm not saying no, but there's no rush at all, because like, it's me and one other person right now. And it's day 1, because she contacted me yesterday, and I'm like, it's his first day. This is not like a thing yet. This is not like a real thing, but the truth is it is becoming a real thing. And I had one person contact me from the vidIQ podcast that I did with Viper. I had one person come on and reach out to me because of the podcast with Desiree. And then I had someone reach out to me because of the podcast that I also did, do, with Dane and Gwen. And so the word is getting out there. I am not, because besides that one post that I did, what was that, like 2 months ago or something on LinkedIn, I am not telling people about this service, and they are still finding me. So imagine if, eventually I start actually telling people about it proudly. I'm just going to have to hire more people and figure it all out. And I'm just, I don't know, y'all. It's weird. But I also wanted to do some math for you because I have 7. Let's go with 7, 8 clients. Let's say it's 8, and 8 people are paid $500. So, well, technically that's not true because some people paid for like a quarter, or I gave them a discount because of, one reason or another. So I'm just going to go ahead and guesstimate, let's just say $450. I don't know. We could guesstimate lower, but whatever. $450 times 8 people. That's $3,600. Okay. That's $3,600 a month. Plus, let's say from the $1,500 that I got from Amazon money, that would have gotten me to the $15,000 that I was originally going for before, right? But then we have to take out, that's before expenses. So I have to pay for all of this stuff, whether it's software now. I've upgraded the storage, so I have a little more than the 15 gigs for free. Actually, that's a lie. I already paid for Google One, which is $99 for the 2 terabytes. I added my new email, Content Minis team, to my family. And apparently now we can share storage, so I don't have to pay extra for that, but I am still paying for it, so there's an associated cost. So the business was the website domain, like I said, it was $12, and everything else until I got to hiring someone was free, okay? So if you think about, there is something that you know how to do that you could help other people do. So in my case, let's say it was video editing or content repurposing, but, in James, it might be talking about, the spirituality and stuff, or in Chantel, it might be like these virtual classes about crochet, or Pixelpia might be teaching people about Descript or Redbubble or about something else. Okay. So you have expertise in something. And if you want to, have people make appointments with you, it's basically selling yourself as a service. And there is a way to do that. And you can do all of this for free too. Like I said, you can get the free calendar stuff. You can take the payments on the website. You can do all of this and you can monetize your expertise. The reason I was bringing up, let's say, that $3,600. So let's say I have 8 clients right now at $3,600 a month, which great. I haven't made $3,600 in YouTube on the 6 years that I've been on this platform, okay? And this is what I can make in, let's say, in a month. And again, that's not including expenses or anything like that, but this is just, again, illustrative of another avenue to go. Remember one of my best months on Amazon, I think I made like $2,400, right? So $2,400 from Amazon was still almost more than I've made on YouTube in 6 years, okay? So there are so many other ways that you can get to this number. If you don't want to have to put your own personal cell phone number out there, right? Google Fi is a phone provider, and Google, oh, nice, Google One for free. Awesome. And, maybe you get a Google Voice number and you then have the calls that are forwarded to your cell phone. Now you have a free phone number for your business, okay? It's a virtual phone number that rings when your phone rings when that virtual number rings, okay? You can get voicemail, you can get text messages sent to it. So I have it technically hooked up to my TikTok account or something because heaven forbid, the powers that be really do have all of our information. They already do, right? But at least it's a virtual phone number, and maybe it's not going to destroy my life if people use that number. So hopefully this can be illustrative of whatever you are choosing to monetize in your life, whatever expertise you have, whether that's YouTube consulting, right? Let's not even forget, I still offer that too. I've been really busy with the content stuff, video editing for others. And for you all that are creators, you do have editing experience. And because some of the people that I'm looking at and interviewing and possibly hiring, 5 or 6 months, and it's only other people's videos, they don't understand, let's say, even the nuance of like what you would see on YouTube. When I go through and I make these rough cuts, my brain works differently than other people's brains. And so it could even be like I take a rough pass at it and I give it to someone else to do all the captions, the fun stuff, the animations. But I can't scale that either for myself. So I have to teach them like what makes a video interesting, or, you know, but there's something that you have inside of you as well that your brain switches on and does a really good job at. And I would just encourage you to be able to explore that and monetize it. And I know everyone wants to make it big on YouTube, but it really doesn't matter that much to me on YouTube because, like I said, I've made so much more off of YouTube. However, some of these opportunities may have never come to me if it weren't for making videos, learning these skills, meeting these people. And so whatever season you're in, I would just encourage you to keep going. There's always going to be this weird learning, growth, struggle thing that you're going through. But honestly, it's about, you know, exploring your options and trying different things and being open and, you know, getting your ass off the platform and onto that moving vehicle sometimes. And that's what we have to do. So did I watch Roberta's stream last weekend? I've covered a lot of stuff. No, I did not. I did not get to see that one. And then majority of my income comes from managing communities for other creators rather than crochet stuff. Right. And Keely too, right, with the Discord stuff. She took something that she was good at, like learning how to create, you know, the Discord and the rules and all of the bots and all that stuff, and then monetized it by using that expertise to help other people do the same. So you have something, some sort of skill as well that you could probably monetize. And even if it's not making a lot, Pixelpia only works for coffee. You know, maybe one of these days it's not just drip coffee, but it's, you know, like it's the frappuccinos and blended stuff with extra sugar and off menu drinks and all that. Oh, speaking of, for my live stream mods, Pixelpia, you'll have to tell me if you have access. I think it's in the same channel from before, but I reloaded the $40. I reloaded that gift card that I had posted before. So Dutch Can Jam, if you're out there, I reloaded that gift card in celebration of us hitting the 40,000. I loaded the $40 on there. Go buy yourself a coffee. It can be a fancy one on me. Like, I don't know, Chantal, you can give it a shot. If it works down there, please do so. But it's I posted it in the Discord channel for the moderators that, you know, as a thank you, we loaded that gift card up with an extra $40 and go buy yourself a coffee. And this many coffees, right? So let me see here. What's going on? Okay. So all of that said, any questions, comments, concerns on what we are talking about? Do you feel like you could spend $12 or $10 or fewer dollars? And because there are sites out there, you can do a wix.com/whatever site for free. It just has, you know, that branding and stuff. It doesn't have a custom URL. So could you get started for cheaper? Yep, you sure could. Could you get like a blog spot or something? Could you do all of this through Instagram and DM? Yeah, you probably could. You could set up most of this stuff, all right? So I just want to encourage you to, I don't know, maybe try some stuff. Maybe take some chances, maybe stretch a little and go outside of your comfort zone. And give it a shot. This could crash and burn. My employee could not work out. I could pull a plug tomorrow, but we just don't know, right? We don't know until we try it. So I want to encourage you all to be triers, not just planners. Hopefully that makes sense. It's all good to plan, but sometimes we got to become doers. We got to try, do and try and learn and repeat. Do, try, learn, repeat. Do, try, learn, repeat. Over and over and over again until something sticks. So that's all I wanted to share with you all for today. Thank you all so much for listening to me ramble. Maybe some of it hit home with you. Maybe some of it is resonating with some of you to try. I sure hope so. I always try and share the good, the bad, and the ugly of the journey with y'all. And hopefully you guys have seen, there have been some definite ups and downs, but I just want to encourage you guys to keep trying, as I'm trying too. So, and I fall down a lot, but I'm still trying. So I'm going to go. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me, and go, do, try, learn, repeat. I don't know. We'll make it into some sort of virtuous cycle graphic at some point. Go, try, learn, do, repeat, whatever it is. Anyways, I hope you have a great night. I will talk to you all, in a video very, architectural. Oh gosh, did you see that literal squirrel brain at work where I'm just like, oh, shiny things. YouTube just say how the production value is. Might not need to focus so much on the tech. Oh god, yeah, you never need to focus on the tech, right? Yeah, never at all. Pixelpia, you want to work for a latte? You let me know. But I think you probably need more money than that. But I will talk to everyone later. I'll see you in a video very soon, and then probably on Sunday for a Sad Song Sunday if that's your jam with me. All right, bye guys and gals.